Hello, most wonderful people, and today I'm just going into the basics of relationship. And let me begin from the dynamics of the relationship. That's going to be basic. That's not going to be very extensive and very long video, but this is going to be a basics about masculinity and femininity in the relationship. Okay, so let's begin from the woman. And I always want to give analogy with a universe. Okay, I always want to give the analogy with the universe. What do I mean by that? Universe as a local universe or universe always consists of two polarities, masculine and feminine. That's also in the universal level. And those two polarities, masculine and feminine, are as such that feminine always stays in the center and always define the boundaries of the universe. Okay, while masculine function um, take care of this universe, take care of the goodness and beauty of that universe together with the feminine energy. But feminine energy defines the boundaries of the universe. Same thing in the human life. There is a saying that there is no home without woman because a woman creates home. So feminine, with her energy and with her being, with her aura, defines home and creates home. And for the man, for example, if he is single, this home is like, he has somewhere to sleep, he has somewhere to eat, and that's enough. But when there is a woman, there is some kind of a special aura, there is some kind of a special place already called home. And men also feel that energy all the time. So now, what are the dynamics between man and woman? Let me explain it shortly. I don't want to take a lot of time because this video is just solely on these main aspects of masculine and feminine. And what's important in that, please pay attention, that if you fulfill those dynamics in your relationship, then relationship is usually going well. But as soon as you deviate from that, immediately things change. Okay, and it's very difficult to understand for masculine mind to understand feminine mind, as well as for the feminine mind is often very difficult to understand masculine mind. But when you have this dynamic, when you understand it, it's much easier to live, it's much easier to be together, and much easier to create good relationship, good life. Okay, so I've already told about the aspect that woman creates home. Now, her aura and her presence creates home. That's why you probably noticed that some women just want to know everything about the house. She wants to know everything about the man's life, not like extensive man's life, but what he's doing, what he's thinking, where he's going, and how his day goes, and what did he do. She just wants to know it all because it's her aura. It's she just wants to know. She just not to judge, not to kind of judge you, but she wants to know what's going on. Same as she wants to know what's going on in your house or in the house. What's happening? Because it's in her aura, in her presence. Okay. So that's the innate or inbuilt ability in the feminine mind and the feminine being altogether. So that's one. Now, there are certain needs. There are certain needs that women want. And I will also bring that dynamic with the explanation how those two actually, feminine and masculine, how they support each other with these needs. Okay, so again, woman needs to feel secure, but it doesn't mean that man has to stand beside her all the time and just guard her. it's not that way, okay? But there is a masculine quality to have direction. And when man has direction, when man has a vision, then woman feels secure. As soon as man loses the vision, as soon as man loses that direction, she doesn't feel secure anymore. You can test that. You can try that actually in your life. You can see how that works. But going into this dynamic, in this direction, she always tests you. Woman always tests you for that direction. Do you have that direction or not? And she, in the book, I think in David Data's book, it's written how a man is going to the war, and she's crying and she's saying, hey, don't go to the war, what will I do without you? And then he changes his mind. He say, okay, I will not go. And she says, what? you know that means you just she tested you. Do you still have direction? Do you have determination for what you're going in life, for what you're doing in life? Okay. And if you break that, if you don't have that direction, if you don't have that determination, well, she doesn't feel secure with you anymore. That's how strange this dynamic is. Okay. And anyway, you do some business, or you do some life activity as a man, and she say, oh, well, maybe change this or maybe change that because it doesn't feel good or secure or whatever. And if you do not have your thought, if you do not make your decision, but you blindly start listening to her security issues, and you lose your core, you lose your direction, immediately all this dynamic is broken. She doesn't feel secure with you. Okay. Very strange dynamics, but actually that's how it works in the relationship. Now, woman likes to be loved. She wants to be loved. If she doesn't feel love, she's withering. Now, the love and care of a man, again, if you will be doing, if you will just bringing flowers, or doing all these things, that's okay. But she also wants to be heard, that you love her. She also wants to to understand that when she have all these emotional fluctuations, that you are able to withstand all that, that you are able to be there and take care of that. Okay. I know man's dynamic, it's kind of difficult, but that's challenging the relationship, that builds the character. So okay, so with love, um you know with love, when she wants to be loved, then you in a way fulfill that love by caring about the environment, by caring of what she likes, by caring of what she would like to do, by all the beauty that you may create as a man. Okay. By all the things that you bring into the relationship as a hunter gatherer or business person, or bringing money in. Okay. So there is another little dynamic that intertwines, and I cannot not explain it in this point, because very shortly, man proposes in the relationship. Man proposes, but woman actually chooses. She chooses you. If she doesn't choose you, things will not go well. She just doesn't like you. She doesn't want to choose you. But if she chooses you, she start flowing her energy to your business, to everything that you do, empowers all that you do as well. Feminine energy is very powerful to empower you. And if she empowers you, then you actually bring all the goodness for that empowerment, and you bring all the money, you bring all the goods, you bring all that good stuff from the outside to fulfill her life as well, to take care of her life. That's why some men do not like that she would work, So she would be at home, she would relax, she do what she would like to do, or take care of home, or do the things that she likes to do. Not that she needs to go to work, but she does what she likes to do, actually. And and he brings all the goodness, okay? But if man does not feel that support, if she does not empower his work, but constantly say that, hey, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, it doesn't feel secure, it doesn't feel this, it doesn't feel that, man loses the ability to actually go and do something. He doesn't want to go and do something because he does not feel supported in what he does. Okay, these dynamics are love dynamics, and when she wants to be loved, and she gives that energy to you as a man to go and fulfill and bring everything needed for that home, for that energy to prosper. Okay, now another need of a woman, she needs to be heard, she wants to be heard, meaning um when she speaks to you, when she say how she feels and how her day went and what she thinks about one or the other thing, she just only wants to be heard. As a man, please do not make mistake trying to suggest her something at that moment, or trying to teach her, or trying to tell her that she should have acted different, or something else like that. She doesn't need that. She just wants to be heard. She just reports what is going on in the universe, in this local home or local household. She just reports. Same way she wants to know what's happening in your life, and she will hear that. And but of course, in the feminine energy is inbuilt perfecting. Perfecting things means that if you will be telling how is your business going or how your life going and so on, she will want to tell you things because she will want to perfect things of what you're doing. Okay, very strange dynamic again. And I know being a man, it's not that easy. Being a real man, because it requires toughness, requires core, requires spine, requires withstanding, and it's not easy. And and it's not always easy to do that from survival mechanisms. Okay, again, all these dynamics are very intertwined. That's why the best thing is to have that spiritual core, and go beyond the survival mechanisms and go into the spiritual mindset for the man and for the woman. Now, why do I say about the spiritual mind? Because without that, these dynamics that I'm talking about are not always possible. For one reason, because fear kicks in, survival mechanisms kicks in, reactive mode kicks in, um, addiction towards each other kicks in, being attached, anxiously attached, avoiding each other, and so on, because of the pain, and because of reactions, and because of emotional pain, and so on. Yeah, so these dynamics are in the relationship that are based on survival mechanisms. When she's afraid that he will cheat, or he's afraid that she will cheat, or when two actually think that they don't feel secure because they are envy, or they are jealous about each other. All these kind of dynamics, okay? This is all about the survival mechanisms. But the real true relationship has these dynamics, like security and having direction, love, and care, and for the woman to be heard, and just heard, and for the woman to perfect. Like, all these dynamics are more in the spiritual realm. Okay, so now, why and how to build this beautiful relationship? Of course, each and every one, or man and woman in the relationship, they should start caring about their deeper opening and about their deeper understanding of the spiritual, natural, true, real self. Uncovering that true real self, which is beyond survival mechanisms, which is in true human nature, which is in its own origin spiritual. Okay, so of course woman should seek her own spiritual opening and refinement. Man should seek his own spiritual opening and refinement, and then in this relationship they should bring those two together. Now, another very important thing, man and woman should walk life together. When one starts owning each other and wanting to control each other and wanting um, um, having that control drama, okay, again, this breaks the relationship, and then two are getting attached, and then when they're too much attached, the conflict happens, and then they just go apart, and then they pull back again, and then they go too close, and they just attached. Pushed back again. These dynamics creates conflicts and creates tiredness in the relationship. People get tired of all this relationship. That's why so many divorce happens. Okay, so I don't want to go too deep. Maybe in other videos I will explain these dynamics again from the other angle, when I'll take all these aspects and all these components separately. Okay, so for now, ponder upon it, and if you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments or connect me directly. Okay, have a beautiful day and loads of love. Take care.